Today on Dirt Road Cred, we're going to be installing some really cool mods onto Ryan's two-door 2024 Jeep Wrangler JL. But this one's going to be fun because we haven't worked in the shop in a little bit of time here, and we want to install some of these mods that we picked up down at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. As we start this video, we wanted to just thank all of you guys for stopping by the Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. We listened to you, and pink Dirt Road Cred high power floor lights are available right now for pre-order. Shipping in 1 to 2 weeks for the front kits and the full 4-door kits. They are absolutely awesome. If you've been looking for that bubblegum hot pink, Ryan's got a set in his Jeep.
They look good.
And they do look good. No, it's a really bright pink. So if you guys go on the website, they will be shipping in 1 to 2 weeks. Thanks for everyone for stopping by, but pink, ready to go. So if you use it as an accent color, you're ready to roll. So Ryan has been suffering from sagging nets for about a year now in his JL. If you guys aren't sure what that is, on the Jeep Wrangler JL and Gladiator, if you open up this door, the netting that is underneath here, you can see it bowing out here. This is moderate. I've seen some of these that used to come into the dealership where they would have water in all the time. These would be that sagged down that they would close inside the door. But I mean, this is just...
I've never put anything in it.
It's just, that's just naturally like happening. So we were walking around the show, and this company we've seen a few times, Overland Outfitters. You might see they always have a burgundy JK. That JK actually has over 300,000 miles of overland use, but they build really neat leather, kind of handmade goods, Ryan. It's pretty cool. So we picked a set of these up for the two-door, and these are going to cover up that net area. Now, I haven't read the instructions yet. Man, it smells, smell that. Smell it on the camera. It purely smells like, you smell that? It smells like some leather there. But these are really, really neat. We were very impressed by the build quality. And one thing that I really liked was just that they were handmade. So they are handcrafted in India, genuine leather, and these just go right into place. Now, what this is going to do is give you a really nice pocketed area, and I actually have the driver's side here, with a clasp here. So you can open that up, check out that detail. Now, they're not the cheapest thing, Ryan. I want to say, oh, were these show special, like 200 bucks or something like that?
Like 180.
But I would say that for what you're looking to do with it, this is going to match the inside very well. And like I said, I do have the wrong side here. Let me grab the proper side. But all the materials seem very beefy. So I got to figure out how these install first off. But there are a couple screw holes. There's one there, one there. And then I think these might mount up somewhere. I'm going to figure out exactly how these go on, but we're excited to do this. I think it's going to solve a problem. And then I do like that we chose the black like this with just a little bit of a leather accent because it's kind of subtle inside the Jeep here. But you get this huge pocketed area, which if any of this ever fades or fails, like I highly doubt it, right? So really, really neat stuff. You get a little Jeep on there in the Overland Outfitters, and I just kind of like the handmade quality of it. So the process isn't too involved to get these on. I just knocked out the driver's side over there. Really the only tools you'll need are a T20, a T27 Torx bit, a 16th inch drill bit, and don't be nervous, the drill bit's literally just to do a couple holes once this is done to drill through the plastic and use the provided screws. And this is going to sit almost like so. So you don't have to remove the factory netting, but the first step is to remove the factory screws. So there's two T20s right down below here. We're gonna remove those first, and then there's two T27s right up there underneath the armrest. So these will be reinstalled, so just set them aside and you will be reusing them. You'll see it's not terrible. I mean, after the first one, the instructions are actually pretty well written too. Just read them and maybe watch this as a little bit of a guide here. But I'm very happy with how the driver's side turned out. I feel like this is one of those mods that you'll put on and leave on here for the entirety of the Jeep. It is, if you're into that leather, into more of the overlanding kind of style, this is perfect for you. And they have a couple different colors too, and a whole host of all sorts of other parts. We almost picked up a couple other things, but we wanted to give them a shot just because, I don't know, I thought the parts were pretty neat. So, and it's also solving a problem. Man, these things are tight. I'm trying not to block the whole camera up. So if you guys are like, man, he doesn't know how to hold a ratchet right, try not to scuff the door and also not block the camera. But I can already hear the keyboard clicks. So now what you're doing here is there are a few retaining push kind of studs behind here. We're going to try and separate this from the door. There's a little bit of a slot here. Hopefully I don't get my hands too bad. Oh boy. Just nice even pressure around here. And you're just trying to get the bottom part to unclasp. You don't need to pull the whole door panel off. Oh boy. Sorry for the noises there, Ryan. So if we're looking at the back side of the panel here, the studs that are back here will actually pop through this material. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 locations. This piece separates like so and will slide over. Now you want to make sure that it goes all the way up, and it's kind of, you're doing one side at a time, so you're putting that back panel around the push pins. So I found that if you kind of just work it on both sides, you can get it to go up without knocking those push pins out. Once they're all through the holes in the back, just want to make sure it's pulled up, the screw holes are visible. And then when you're pushing the door panel in, you got to imagine there's a stud on the back of this. You want to line them up with the holes before you push in. You can go crooked, so just make sure that all of them are lined up. You can see actually in there, you can see all the backs of them. So we'll start over here and we'll work our way down. Okay, so that side's on. And over here, that one's a little bit crooked, so we're pushing it back into place. Like that. That's basically halfway done here. What I like to do once this is on here like so is what we're going to do is attach all of the factory hardware back in, and then see these little grommets, Ryan? There's 1, 2, and then 1 right here. That's where we'll line it up. Drill a 1/16 inch hole and then put a screw in there just to kind of keep it, because if we didn't, see how this one's to pull here? When you do it like this gives you a nice area, and you have 2 layers too. So you have an outside and an inside. So, and that's it. It's literally just that that little bit. And what I was doing on the other side, I'm not sure if it's right or not, but I would get one started. I like that even where the grommet location is for these, they're leather wrapped. So just to be a little bit more reinforcement. And these are just being able to snug up here. So I'm gonna do that one. I did this far one first, and then I kind of lined this up where I felt like it needed to be. This is a little bit interesting. It's like sticking up a little higher. So I think I can get it like right there. So to Ryan, hopefully you like these. Before I screw holes into the side of your Jeep. So if you're afraid of doing that, I would say probably not the right product for you. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's tiny little holes too. So if you wanted to take these off and fill them, you easily could. So we got all the screws in here, and Ryan, what's going to be great for you is you got a nice satchel in here. You can easily store, I would say, your compass, your gold doubloons, maybe your slingshot. You can slap that right in there, close that sucker up, and you're back on your journey with Indiana Jones. No, it's actually really cool though, guys. I'm just, it's very classy style, like it's very classic styling. It does remind me of like
Safari,
Australian outback, like. So when you're like at Outback Steakhouse, these are gonna go hard. Oh no, they're nice. I mean, that material, I think they had the same material. Yeah, look, you can put your phone right in there. Look at that.
water bottle.
Water bottle. Screwdriver. No. Yeah, I don't know. They're pretty cool. They match the color of the interior door panel pretty well. I don't know if they have tan, but I thought tan would go really well with the interior of yours. But yeah, I don't know. The clasp is nice. This is gonna, I would say, like, for me, maybe throw like your tire deflator in there, some things like that you'll commonly want. Or it is nice just to be able to throw your phone, keys, and wallet and know that it's like actually clipped in and it's not going anywhere. So yeah, give them a shout if you guys are interested. Overland Outfitters, tell them that Dirt Road Cred sent you. This is no way in any means a paid product placement. We bought them. So, and one part that we picked up while we were down there is a set of Morimoto XRGB Jeep JL JT low profile fender lights. Now what's really neat about these, we saw them at the show there, and these actually have an RGB functionality. These just look like a super crisp way to have a set of chop brackets, and the fact they have RGB built in, I would say is just a good excuse to run them at the Christmas parades we go into, maybe off-road on the trail, or in events like the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. But we had a chance to talk to the guys over there and pick up a set of these, and I would say I am thoroughly impressed by the quality of them. So we've got all sorts of things going on in here. Let's see what we got pulled out right away. Got some hardware, and then these look like they're actually, Brian, these look like they're actually pretty much assembled. Check these out. So this is going to be the left-hand side, the driver's side. Watch this when we open this up. I wish you guys could, like, Ryan, you have to agree, I wish they could feel the weight of these.
Yeah, they're beefy.
As I'm holding them. Like, they are very, very beefy. Now, what we've got going on is a nice set of fender chop brackets here. We do have a hole on the side. Ryan, I'll let you be the judge if you want me to drill a hole in the side of your fender. We might do it just because the ones currently don't really hang on too well. I think that's like the one thing, it's like almost like an Achilles heel. You almost have to bolt it into the fender. But if you look at these things, they've got a crystal clear lens here. They have daytime running lights, so they're both yellow for the flashers as well as white, a crisp white for that running light effect. But then one thing I was a big fan of, you guys know we're into our wiring. Look at the braiding on here. Super durable braiding. You've got two connectors. So this one here is going to be for that factory plug. And then this one here, I imagine, is for the RGB hookups. It actually looks like there's 5 pins in there. So that might mean it's RGBW, which is RGB and then a pure white. So it might be pretty cool in here. So there wasn't anything wrong with these old lights here. You know, obviously we're getting a little bit of rust on them. They have a 25-year warranty on them. So, you know, things like that would probably be covered. But I mean, we just want a little bit more functionality and kind of that clear look. And honestly, we're all about testing products. So we purchased these a while back when we put them on the Jeep, and they have been holding up, but I'd rather try out some more things and see how they look and then kind of go from there. So we're gonna pull these off. I gotta probably drop the inner fenders just a little bit here so we can squeak some of the wires back through. But yeah, we like to test products here. I mean, that's really what half of this is about. So we already have the entire fender chop. That's one thing that really saves us with this, Ryan, is that we already did the whole chop. The Morimoto does give full instructions to do it though. So if you want to separate it and do it like this, I'll say we probably got to do, I hate to do that hole in here, but it seems like it's the only way, because like this is that 3M bracket and it doesn't, and you do get a lot of play. I don't know, we'll put it on. If we hate it, we do, but I mean, you're drilling into it. All right, so obviously it's a lot less because we don't have to do the full fender delete here, but you can already see some of the quality of the wiring harness here from the Morimoto. They say that, I talked to the guys at the booth, they say this stuff is great besides the fact that it makes it so hard to pull it through things just because it's so durable, but I do love to see overbuilt pieces. You can see we've got sheathing over here, sheathing on this side, and then we do have included black oxide hardware. So this is basically going to sit right in here like so. So that's how this is going to sit. Now the hardware is going to come up from the bottom, go into here, and I'm just going to get one started. They give you a washer, lock nut, and nylon locking bolt. So I'm just going to use a washer and the nylon locking bolt on here, and there's 2. You're going to use your existing brackets that are there already, but they do go up from the bottom, making it a pretty sleek look. So we're going to grab that one, grab this, and then grab the nylock bolt nut up on the top. So we can probably play with this a little bit, I would imagine. I'm going to snug it up. Uses a 10 mil and a 13 mil to get it tightened. And we'll snug this up and see if there is any adjustment. So the extension here, this is what's going to run up to the actual connector. Now in our situation, we are going to use this piece here, Ryan. I'm going to go over and grab another one because there's actually this big old bracket adapter. If you have halogen front turn signals, you'll plug this in, and it's a pretty big resistor. I want to say that that's actually magnetic. I think it's a magnet. It's a rubber coated one too, so it won't even hurt the paint, but yeah. Wow.
Pretty solid magnet.
And for a resistor in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat. You never see, we always see resistors and they're just like, oh, just throw it in anywhere. To actually see it on a magnet with a rubber coated magnet, I'm pretty impressed by that. All right, so we got this one wired up, at least partially. We're gonna have to do all the connection and stuff for the RGB, but watch this. Pretty crisp. I'm more excited about this though on the side, an actual amber side marker. Amber side marker front as the white, and then I'm not gonna show you guys the turn signals. Let's get the other one installed and we'll show you with everything flashing because I wanna get the full picture. So before we show you the turn signals, we got kind of both of these wired up loosely. We'll use this new feature when we're at shows and events. I will tell you guys, if you run this stuff on the road, it's probably not gonna be no bueno when you see it. So let's pick something here. Let's go into themes. Anything go? There's it going?
Yeah.
So these got it in RGB mode. You can slow it down. You can pick your speed. The red in this thing is like pretty sinister. Is it red right now?
Pink.
Gotta like play with this wheel a little bit, but I mean, you can really dial this into any accent color you want. Then you can change it. You can like save modes. I'm just rolling through the wheel right now. So truly a lot of different options available. You got strobe options. So those are bright, dude. You can slow down the fade. Strobe here. Let's go back to strobe. Maybe if you had a like amber and you were like in an emergency. I can't tell where the I can't really tell where the controller is. It must be built into the harness somewhere.
Yeah.
But it just automatically connected. It took a second to connect, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the apps here is the Morimoto app, XBT Bluetooth RGB control. So you can like set names, you can lock, you can loop. App seems, I mean, it's got 2.3 stars, but you can change to like color theme modes. Kind of fading, you can slow the speed down. And I believe to turn it off, it just said change the tone all the way down like that, and then it goes back to a DRL. All right, so let's fire them up. This is in the standard mode. We noticed once you turn them on, give it about a couple seconds, then it goes off, and then they turn back on. So I'm not sure about that. I believe, Ryan, that's probably just like a startup sequence, but let's just try this real quick, see how the four-ways look. Bright?
Yeah.
I can see the reflection off of you. They look pretty dang bright. So I've got the headlights on here. You can see the turn signals. So we'll just try, like, say we just do the left turn signal. Then it gives it like a moment. I can see it off the reflection. Then the daytime running light comes back on. But a really clean looking setup. I don't know, Ryan. I'm happy with these.
Yeah.
Happy with the light output. Let's see how long they stay clear. That's, I guess, the biggest thing. We'll test them for a year or so, and we'll review it when they're done. Well, guys, that's going to be a wrap today out in the shop. Now, obviously, we picked up some really cool mods down at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, and honestly, it's something that we try and do at every show. When we go around to Daytona, Smoky Mountain, all these other shows that we go to, we try and find interesting mods that we haven't showcased before on the channel. You guys know that we're constantly putting parts on our Jeeps, testing them out, trying them out, and showing them off to you guys. So when we are at a show, we are doing the same as you are. We're walking around, we're seeing what's new, what's hot, what everyone is buying. And these are just a couple ones that we purchased while we were at Smoky Mountain. Now we have a lot of other parts in the backdrop. We're working on the juice. We ordered a lot of other parts for other Jeeps. And we have some really cool plans coming. However, this was a nice, easy 2 days at the shop here to get these done, catch up on all the orders for the floor lights because you guys knocked them out of the park. Thank you guys so much from Ryan and I both and the entire team at Dirt Road Cred for purchasing those because we've been getting some really cool photos that you guys have submitted. But either way, thank you guys as always for the support. We enjoy doing this type of wrenching content, at least mild wrenching and just putting on some cool upgrades. But let us know what you think down below in the comments. And until next time, Ryan's behind the camera and I'm here talking to you. And we want you to get out there and earn yours.